Welcome to the third session of the Signed English Workshop series. We'll start with a short quiz to review what we learned last time. Then we'll learn some signs under the categories of clothing, play, places and vehicles, location, and direction. Let's start with the quiz. The first sign is, I'll sign it again. That's right, the answer is plate. You start out with your middle fingers touching and you circle back towards you and touch your thumbs, outlining the shape of a plate. Start out here and come towards you. Plate. The next word is this sign is cup. You have a flat left hand, you make an X with your other hand and you place your pinky on your flat palm. Cup. So you have your saucer, your cup, and your cup handle. Cup. What sign is this? I'll sign it again. That's right, it's apple. So you press your knuckle into your cheek and twist forward. Apple. The sign is turn. You make an L shape with your hand and start with your palm facing down and rotate upwards like you're turning the page of a book. Turn. The next word is, I'll sign it again. If you said orange, you're correct. So we have a C shape in front of your mouth and squeeze. And repeat. Orange. What sign is this? The correct answer is cookie. So you have one hand that has a flat palm and you touch down, twist and touch down as if you're cutting out the shape of a cookie. Cookie. The next sign hopefully this one was easy. Drink. You just pretend to drink a cup of water. Drink. The next sign is if you guessed cracker, you're correct. Cracker. Cracker. The next sign is what sign is this? The correct answer is juice. You draw a J with your pinky and then mime drinking. J for juice and drink. Juice. That's right. The answer is wait, or you can sign with one hand, wait. Now let's learn some clothing signs. The first word is coat. So A shape both hands. So you make a fist, but your thumbs are up, and you outline the shape of the lapels, or it looks like you're putting on a coat. Coat. The next word is shirt, and you simply tug on your shirt. Shirt. Diaper. L shape both hands, and this is the motion you're going to be doing. It looks like the tabs on a diaper, and you do it at your hips. Diaper. diaper. And we have sock, S shape one hand, so it's a fist with your thumbs crossed over, and you run it along your index finger, sock, as if you're putting on a sock, sock. So we have coat, coat, shirt, tug on your shirt, diaper, at your hips, diaper, and sock, sock. The next word is pants, so you're going to stroke upwards at your hips, pants, pants. Shoe, S shape both hands and tap your shoes together, shoe. Boot, open palm one hand and then you make a C shape with the other and you slide on as if you're putting on a boot, boot. Hat, you tap your head, hat. So we have pants, you brush upwards at your hips, pants. Shoes, make a fist with both hands and tap together, shoes. Boot, flat, open palm one hand, C shape the other, and you bring up like you're sliding a boot on, and hat. Tap your head, hat. Next we have scarf, so C shape both hands and outline around your neck, bringing them down like you're outlining the shape of a scarf. Mitten, open hand in your left and you take your right hand and outline the shape of a mitten. Mitten. So we have scarf and mitten. Let's review. Coat, A shape both hands and like you're putting on a coat. Coat. Shirt, tug on your shirt. Diaper, L shape both hands at your hips and open and close, diaper. Sock, index finger, fist, and draw up, sock. Pants, swipe upwards at your hips, pants. Shoe, fist in both hands and tap together twice, shoe. Boot, open palm one hand, C shape the other, and draw up, boot. Hat, tap your head, hat, hat. Scarf, C shape both hands and outline together. Outline the shape of a scarf. Mitten, open hand in one and the other, trace the shape of a mitten. Mitten. Now let's learn some signs that you would use during playtime. The first word is draw. You have an open palm in one hand, this is like your sheet of paper, and then with your pinky in the other hand, this is like your pencil, and you scribble downwards. Draw. The next word is paint. Again, you have an open palm, and with your other hand, you brush up and down as if you're painting. Paint. The next word is work. S shape in both hands, cross and tap twice. Work. Play. Y shape both hands and swing in and out. Play. So we have draw, draw, paint, paint, work, work, and play, play. Next we have help, so open palm one hand, thumbs up in the other, and you place this hand on top of the open palm and lift up together. So it's like this hand is helping this hand. Help, help. Balloon, fist in both hands, place in front of your mouth, and move open and apart, and open your hands like you're blowing up a balloon. Balloon. Toy, T for toy, and you swing in and out. Toy. Ball, you outline the shape of a ball. Ball. So we have help, help. Balloon, balloon. And toy, toy. Ball, ball. Now let's review. The first word is draw. Pinky finger, open palm, and scribble down. Draw. Paint, open palm, with the other hand, paint up and down. Paint. Work, fists in both hands, cross your arms and tap twice. Work. Play, Y shape with your hands and swing in and out. Play. Help, flat palm, thumbs up, help, help. Balloon, fists in both hands, place in front of your mouth and move outwards and open. Balloon. Toy, the letter T in both hands and swing in and out. Toy. Ball, outline the shape of a ball. Ball. Let's continue with more play words. The next word is doll. So you make an X shape in one hand and you stroke down on your nose twice. X and on your nose. Doll. Swing. You have two fingers like this, a bent V, so these are your legs sitting on the swing, and you swing outwards. Swing. Puzzle. You take your two thumbs and you fit them together like a puzzle piece. Puzzle. Slide. Take your hand and slide down. Slide. So we have doll, swing, puzzle, slide. Let's keep learning some more words for play. Crayon, you have a flat hand, that's your paper. C for crayon, and with a wave-like motion, move outwards. Crayon. Paper, flat hand, and stroke twice as if you're counting out paper. Paper. Bubbles, you have your thumb and your index finger, and you pop the bubbles. Or in your child's preschool, they may use the entire hand and just do this for bubbles. Bubbles. Scissors, V shape, and pretend to cut. Scissors. So we have C for crayon, wave-like pattern outwards. Paper, count your paper. Bubbles like this, or bubbles with the entire hand, bubbles. And scissor. Let's review. Doll, the letter X, and stroke down twice on your nose. Doll. Swing, bent V on top of these fingers and swing outwards. Swing. Puzzle, thumbs up like this and then slide them together like a puzzle piece. Puzzle. Slide, swoop your hand down, slide. Crayon, here's your paper, C for crayon, and wave motion outwards. Crayon. Paper, as if you're counting paper. Bubbles, either with your thumbs and index finger like this, bubbles, or using the whole hand, bubbles. Scissor, V shape, and pretend to cut. Scissor. Now let's learn some places and vehicles. The first word is school, so you clap your hands twice, like a teacher calling the class to attention. School. Hospital, the letter H for hospital, and you draw a cross on your arm. Hospital. Car, C for car, and you pretend to hold a steering wheel. Car. Bus, B for bus, and pretend to turn the steering wheel. So we have school, clap twice, Hospital, H for hospital, and draw a cross. Car, C for car, and drive the car. Bus, B for bus, and drive the bus. Truck, so we have T for truck, and you drive the truck. Truck. Boat, cup your hands together to make a boat, and you move outwards twice. Boat. Airplane, Y shape, and then extend your index finger, and you move across like this. Airplane. Helicopter, index finger, open palm, and wiggle your fingers like the helicopter blades. Helicopter. So we have T for truck, drive the truck. Boat, cup your hands together like a boat and move outward twice. Boat. Airplane. And helicopter. Bicycle, S shape both hands, and then move outwards as if you're pedaling. Bicycle. Motorcycle, S shape both hands, and rotate towards you like you're revving a motorcycle. Motorcycle. Train, the letter H in both hands, and you take one hand and run the up and down on the other, like a train going up and down the tracks. Train. And lastly, we have park, so the letter P for park, and you draw a circle around your arm. Park. So we have bicycle, as if you're pedaling. Motorcycle, as if you're revving the bike. Train, H shape, up and down the tracks. Train. And park. P, the letter P for park, and your arm out like this and circle around. Park. Let's review our places and vehicles. We have school, so you clap your hands twice. School. Hospital, H for hospital and draw a cross. Hospital. Car, C for car and drive the car. Bus, B for bus, drive the bus. Truck, T for truck, drive the truck. Next we have boat. Cup your hands together to make a boat shape and move outward twice. Boat. Airplane, move across. Airplane. Helicopter, your index finger, open hand and wiggle. Helicopter. Bicycle, pedal forwards, bicycle. Motorcycle, twist your wrist towards you twice, motorcycle. Train, H in both hands and go up and down the tracks, train. Park, P for park and circle around, park. Let's learn some location and direction signs. In, you're going to hold your hand sort of open like this, and with the other hand you place it in. In. Out is the opposite, so you start in, and then out. Out. Up, you point up. Down, you point down. So we have in, out, up, and down. For on, you place one hand on top of the other. On, and then off, you take your hand off. Off. Over, you pass one hand over the other. Over. And for under, you're going to make a thumbs up with one hand. You have one hand out and you move it under. under. So we have on, off, over, and under. Lastly, we have front. You just take your hand and move it down the front of your face. Front and behind. Both your hands are like this, and you move one hand behind the other. Behind. So we have front and behind. Let's review. In, out, up, down, on, off, over, under with a thumbs up, under, front, in front of your face, and then behind, you move one hand behind the other, behind. So in, out, up, down, on, off, over, under, front, behind. Now let's guess, what sign do you think this child might be signing? The correct answer is sock. Looking at the context in the picture, he's wearing his socks and he's bringing his index fingers together. It doesn't look exactly like what we learned, so the sock sign is index finger and fist in the other, and you bring up. Here he's got both index fingers out, but we can use the context and guess well enough that he's signing sock. Here's another picture. Let's guess what this child might be signing. If you guessed help, that's correct. Using the context cues, looking at his facial expression, and he's signing it sort of like this. This is the sign for help, but we can guess. He's kind of putting his hand together like this, and his facial expression reads, "Help me." This concludes session number 3. Thank you for joining us.